Yesterday's champion of darkness, today's released. This is the first stand for the games we love and the joy we demand. This is the first stand. We are the gatekeepers of Gamergate. We held the line when all others would capitulate. This was the first stand. This was Gamergate. The first stand. I work, I sweat, I pay, I bleed. So some couch potato gets free TV. You vote for more, call it fair. My overtime's gone, you sit in a chair. How much of what I earn is your fair share? Your fair share, your fair share. How much is yours? Pacifists pay for war and fund both sides. Iron Dome, and so rockets can fly. Vegans pay for meat while they preach the Green New Deal. It funds spiders on crack. Can you believe it's real? How much of what I earn is your fair share? What I earn is your fair share. Your fair share. Nah, keep your hands off mine. Off mine. Off mine. Off mine. Off Nah, keep your hands off mine. I used to burn my old Mustang down the strip, smoking games with the boys, never thinking twice. Those reckless nights are ghosts I left behind. Now they fade away in the rearview every mile, while the future rides backseat with a smile. I used to be living my best life, but I don't know if I can say that now. 'Cause I'm doing something better than that now. I used to have a million good times, but I don't know if I can say that now. 'Cause I'm doing something better than that now. And if you had told me I'd be living like this, I probably would have laughed and said that you were full of it. 'Cause when it comes to change, I ain't the kind, but he came along and changed my mind. I used to be living my best life, but I don't know if I can say that now. 'Cause I'm doing something better than that now. I used to have a million good times, but I don't know if I can say that now. 'Cause I'm doing something better than that now. Every time he smiles, the whole damn world lights up, and suddenly those old nights don't mean as much. Yeah, he's the reason I finally understand. I was born to be his old man. He changed everything I thought I knew, turned a restless heart into something true. I'm so damn glad I was wrong. 'Cause look at what I've become. I used to be living my best life, but I don't know if I can say that now. 'Cause I'm doing something better than that now. I used to have a million good times, but I don't know if
He woke up every morning just trying to build a life. Welded steel and honest work, kept his head down through the fight. They took his land, they took his name. They laughed while he went broke, till the only thing he had left was a Komatsu. And with that, he would bring the smoke. He spent 3 days and 3 nights behind a welding mask, turning yellow iron into something no one could get past. No speeches, no goodbye notes, no final grand manifesto, just the sound of steel on steel and a heart that said, "Let's go!" He rolled out of the shop like a storm no one could see coming. 6 tons of armor, thunder in the engine drumming. They called him Killdozer as he came down the street. And for one single day, one could stop the beast. They threw everything they had at him, bullets, bombs, and prayers. But he just kept on rolling like he didn't even care. Every building that fell before him felt the weight of what he'd lost. One man against the system, and the system paid the cost. They called him crazy when the smoke finally cleared. Said the man had lost his mind, that he'd gone too far, that's clear. But the ones who knew him best just stood there with a quiet respect for the man who fought the system till there was nothing left. He rolled out of the shop like a storm no one could see coming. 6 tons of armor, thunder in the engine drumming. They called him Killdozer as he came down the street. And for one single day, no one could stop the beast. He tore through the town like a judgment long overdue. No barricades or plans they made could stop him from getting through. And as if blessed by God's own righteous fury, no innocents would get hurt. The guilty reaped the whirlwind and got their just desserts. Years go by and people still talk about the man in the machine, the one who finally said enough when the system got too mean. Some see a madman, some see a saint who finally broke free. But everybody knows what it's like when you can't breathe. He rolled out of the shop like a storm nobody saw coming. 6 tons of armor, thunder in the engine drumming. They called him Killdozer as he rolled down the street. For one single day, the common man could not be beat.
They sat us down in senior year and dimmed the classroom lights. Put on that famous movie, said the end is near, alright. Al Gore stood tall upon the screen with graphs that couldn't fail, while something in my stomach said this fairy tale smelled stale. I raised my hand, a timid soul, and asked a simple question. The silence hit like winter wind and froze the whole damn session. The teacher sighed, the students glared like I had lost my mind for daring to ask questions about the gospel they assigned. Oh, it was an inconvenient truth, a most convenient load of you know what. They scared us good in high school seats, woo, while the prophets cashed their checks and flew in private fleets. They swore the snow on Kilimanjaro soon would disappear. future like it was some kind of game. And heaven help the child who dared to ask again. They'll never say they're sorry, they'll never face the cost. They just move the goalposts and the grift goes marching on. The fear is long since faded, but the money's flowing still, like royalties from terror that they peddled with such skill. Now they found a brand new monster, shiny, bright and new. Artificial intelligence, it's gonna end us all, it's true. They scream we need more power, more rules, more chains in place, while they attack the ones who build it, trying to take us all to space. Digital IDs, their latest plea to seal our future tight, to finally close the vice and keep the future out of sight. The mild little cancel culture from the days of old has grown into a monster that will demand total control. Oh, it was an inconvenient truth, a most convenient load of you-know-what. They scared us once, they'll scare us twice. It's the same old grift, and the price is always choice. So bright, a sanctuary forged in pixels bright, our safety, our escape, our endless flight. We bathed in worlds of our own design, creatures of the light, unconfined. But from the outer void it came, a spreading darkness without a name. Like the black thing from forgotten tales, it rolled across the stars and veils, enforcing wonder, uniform shade, crushing every spark that disobeyed. It made its home where laughter reigned, twisted joy into chains of shame, to Pandora's of the modern age. So we quit and Anita Sarkeesian lifted the lid on the forbidden jar, unleashed the howling storm of war. False accusations, public scorn, one innocent soul was crushed and torn, driven to the final silent night, a casualty of their holy fight. This is the first stand for the light we built with our own two hands. This is the first stand. We are the gatekeepers of Gamergate. We held the line when all others would capitulate. This was the first stand. This was Gamergate. Then rose the herald voice of stone, total biscuit called across the zone. His words cut through the digital night, awakening the sleepers to the fight. From the very heart of the light they came, a warrior caste forged in digital flame, ever vigilant, ever pursuing the dark, sworn to hunt it, to tear it apart. Then from the glowing heart of light arose a weapon forged that no shadow could oppose. Beam swift spells of truth and savage mirth, the one true blade that pierced the darkness first. Fire of thunder rolling across the plain, laughing chaos driving out the pain. The darkness howled and recoiled in fear, for memes were sung Yesterday's champion of darkness, today's released. This is the first stand for the games we love and the joy we demand. This is the first stand. We are the gatekeepers of Gamergate. We held the line when all others would capitulate. This was the first stand. This was Gamergate. The first stand. The warriors still remain. The first stand. Gamergate.
How much? How much? I work, I sweat, I pay, I bleed. So some couch potato gets free TV. You vote for more, call it fair. My overtime's gone, you sit in a chair. How much of what I earn is your fair share? How much is yours? Pacifists pay for war and fund both sides. Iron Dome, and so rockets can fly. Vegans pay for meat while they preach the Green New Deal. It funds spiders on crack. Can you believe it's real? How much of what I earn is your fair share? How much is yours? Men can get pregnant now, haven't you heard? Now empty your pockets, you're part of the herd. Priests fund clinics while they pray for grace. I paid for rockets, I paid for domes. All I want is to pay for my home. How much of what I earn is your fair share? Keep your hands off mine! Off mine! Off mine! Off mine! Off mine! Off mine! How much is yours? You better not keep taking mine, or we'll rise up if you cross that line. I know your game, I know your plays, I know the end your ways will chase. Nah, keep your hands off mine. Seeing patterns in the haze, yeah, he's built a different way. That's not okay. Seeing patterns in the cracks, in the numbers in the fray. That's not okay. They call it a disorder, we call it his upgrade. No filter, no fluff.
Okay, hey, we're here. I'm sorry, but I had to change a dirty diaper before I got started. It made sense to get rid of it before, you know. So we did. And I'm gonna set us to live. We're good. If I do, yeah, we're okay. And then I And turn on the exhaust.
This is weaponized autism, so let the tism fly. Proud and bombastic,
There we go. See? All right.
autastic.
Good. We're good. We're good. We're starting. Good. Coating. Or probably just a coat still. We're just starting up. So I guess we can kind of go ahead and tone the music down a bit. And honestly, this is one of the reasons why I can't wait to get a new my new Stream Deck, because I'm definitely gonna have like a play, skip, all buttons for my audio plugged into the new Stream Deck, which will be nice. I'll have the avatar set. It'll have a whole bunch of good controls. It's got a touchpad on it too, which I didn't even realize before I bought it. Oh, for fuck's sake. There you go. All right, let's go. Let's go ahead and get this started. Yeah, we got stuff ready. And here we go.
How I know that this is an absolute devastating travesty that has happened, because there are people that I usually don't agree with unifying under the fact that this is one of the worst things to happen. Me, man, we were all led to believe that George Floyd was this situation. The millions of dollars that were raised, the buildings that were burnt down,
Yeah, I mean, the statues that were put up, dude, they put him in a golden coffin, and like senators from all, and Congress people and governors and all sorts of people from all over the country went to his funeral, right? And this is a drug addict who is in the middle of committing a crime, who had taken enough fentanyl to kill an elephant, right? And this guy is an innocent kid who was stabbed, detained, had his handcuffs put on him, and ignored while he bled to death, and his murderer was taken to get a free meal. There's no comparison. None. None. Which one is more morally qualifying? There's zero comparison between the two. Zero. For every bit as bad as George Floyd was, this is worse by every facet of the situation, by every merit of the situation. This is worse.
people that were attacked, the absolutely embarrassing behavior of global leadership taking the knee for a druggie, a black criminal junkie like the rest of them. They had to make it into something that it wasn't, to justify what they were doing. And this is why the right are always right, because whenever we lose one of our own, it's usually because of the bullshit that happens on the left.
He was actually treated in a way that meant an accusation of a racial slur was treated more seriously than an act of murder. What does he?
Yeah, not just, I mean, they had an accusation of racism and they had an accusation of a stabbing. Right? And they prioritized the racism over the stabbing. That's just a fact. There's no debate. That's what they did.
You say, I can't breathe. Familiar words? Remember, career criminal George Floyd, who died in appalling circumstances in Midwest
Yeah,
America.
his last words were literally, I can't breathe. How about that, huh? How about that?
A few years ago. Remember the reaction to that and the way
Double
the police
OT?
behaved? Within a few days, Keir
Overtime?
Starmer was taking the knee. Black Lives Matter. It's exploded all over the country.
Double it is what you meant to say. Yeah, double it.
Was vandalised. And yet, what has the public reaction been from our leaders and politicians? And indeed, to be frank, much
Blame
of the media of
knives.
this. Silence.
Blame knives.
Absolute silence. Proof, if ever there was any, that we're living in a two-tier culture in this country where the rights and privileges of white people matter less than those of ethnic minorities.
Just a reminder.
Dude, I just want to point out, like, you want to give white nationalists a hell of a lot of fuel for the fire? You just did. You just did.
Was always going to be the end game. White people being the minorities.
Double overtime.
White
That's what
people
you meant.
being
Yeah, okay, I get it.
stabbed and
Not
prosecuted,
double it.
persecuted.
Their players are
being
so big.
treated
Yeah, dude, double
unfairly,
overtime
more
for a game
harshly,
that
being
intense.
ostracized.
Oh my God, it's still going. It went into double overtime. Yeah, so it really is just next goal, huh? My God, they're fighting like monsters. Then, it's a hockey game. My wife's watching the playoffs for the hockey game.
Being dispersed, being rejected from their own institutions, their own corporations, their own industries. This was always the case. This whole diversity thing, we can all live peacefully together. I've told you this 1,000 times. Every shade of brown on this planet hates us. Okay? They were never going to accumulate an equal amount of their populace in our nations and not immediately do this. This was always the case. It was constant gaslighting. We're not gonna do that.
Well, it's like the famous Dune quote. What, right? It's just like the Dune quote, right? I ask for mercy or whatever because it is to your beliefs, or when you are in power, I ask for mercy because it's to your morals. And when I am in power, I crush you because it is to my morals, or something like that. Intermission while we wait for the second OT to start. Jesus, at least they're getting a break. But it's like that Dune quote. I don't know what it is, but it's essentially manipulate until you have power, and once you have power, crush.
No, that's what white people do. No, we're gonna be nice and fair, and everyone's gonna get along. You've played Spider-Man 2. Everyone just gets along, and it's all multicultural and multi-ethnic, and people just get on, and it's just all these people together. Give me a break. Spare me the bullshit. This was always the case. This was always going to be the plan. We just want to live around everybody and everyone get along. White people have it all wrong. White people, you're racist. You have it all wrong. We just want to live together and have a good, peaceful look. Open your eyes and have a look. Do you know what else did this exact play? Do you know what else did this exact deception? Feminism. It played out in exactly the same way, with the same story beats, the same pacing, the same gaslighting, the same phrases, nearly the same script. If you don't like feminism, then you're just a misogynist, because despite the name, feminism is actually about equality. It's about women being equal to men. That's all it's about. And if you hate that, then you just hate women. Boom. There you go. Because of their stupid fem logic, you now cannot criticize feminism. And what did they do? I'll give you a hint. Male loneliness epidemic. And do you know what accompanied that? Women.
He's not wrong. He's not. Feminism is causing the male loneliness epidemic. And don't get me wrong. Yeah, there's a lot of male losers out there, but you know, in all honesty, like, you see these women, they're not even gonna talk to a dude unless he has an iPhone and makes 7 figures. Like, okay, cool. Well, I'll just chill, you know? Not me, but I understand, you know, why? Why try?
Not caring. In fact, no. Women not caring would have been the better option here. Women are laughing at this. There's a male loneliness epidemic. Good, they say. A man can get his girlfriend pregnant, be excited for his new child that's on the way. Girlfriend comes home. Oh, I've killed your kid. Excuse me? You just did you just say? Yeah, so you don't need to be there. I can just go get one. And even though we both have the same voting power, sweet husband of mine. Whenever there's a war on, you get conscripted, I don't. I get to stay here and get ran through. And you can't say anything about it because that's slut shaming. And I can get as many abortions as I want because her body, her choice. And if I want to leave you, that's because you're a narcissist and a deadbeat. And if at any point you try and hold me accountable, false allegations. Like, white men from every single vector has rendered us face down with our asses in the air. And people are acting surprised. Can you believe this is happening? Yeah, actually, I superty duper can. If you had a brain, this was entirely predictable. This was always going to be the case. This was always the intention. You disperse the white populations in their...
I'm not gonna lie, I bought it. I believed it. I thought that, you know, we could make it work. I thought compromise and discussion and dialogue was, you know, the way to do it, the way that you move forward. It's just like for the past 10 years, that hasn't even been on the table. Okay. Not on the table. Okay.
Own nation, and then whenever brown people have the majority of the power, you then start slowly culling the white people with unfair legislation, unfair policies, overrepresentation of violent crimes against them, DEI corporate structures to keep white people out of growing businesses. There was never going to be a brute force thing. It was always going to be deception and subversion because there was no way that it was going to be done in any other way. And it's happening here, it's happening in America, and it's happening in Japan and South Korea too. All the places that are super fun and great and nice to go to, where...
Yeah, he's right. It's happening in just Western countries, so that even includes, if you want to include, like, Japan as a Western country, and Korea, same thing. He's absolutely right. He's not wrong.
Under its ethnic homogeneity, was allowed to prosper. Because you got whites and Asians with the highest IQs in the world, averagely speaking. So, of course, under ethnic homogeneity, they were going to create the best nations in the world. And, well, that pissed them off, didn't it? Pissed them off. Who's them? You know who. And then they flooded our nations with bioweapons. They are bioweapons. They are unable to behave themselves around us. They hate us. Furious, you should be. But this was always going to be the case. This was always the intention. As much as they would want you to believe Keir Starmer is not a bumbling moron who seems to keep...
It should have been really clear. It's like Scott Adams said, man. What was it? Was it 60, 50% of black people polled said it's not okay to be white? If you've got 60%, or even if it was 40%, let's go down. Let's just say it's 40%. If you've got 40% of the black population is just literally saying it's just not okay to be born with white skin. And he said, you know, before he died, he was like, man, that's not good. That's a hate group. Where's the lie? I'm just going to keep saying that. It's going to be one of my catchphrases. It's just, where's the lie?
Making the wrong decisions over and over again, because I can't even begin to imagine the chances of that being the case. You're only consistently this bad when you're trying to. Keir Starmer is trying to do all these things. Remember, because I think people keep forgetting this story with Henry, this entire situation was 7 months ago. We only heard about this in the last 3 or so weeks. This entire scenario was 7 months ago. Why did no one report on it? If this was a black guy, it would have been front page news. If it was a Jew and gold is green, it would have been front page news. Henry Goldblatt would have been given 20.
Yeah, no, he's absolutely... Again, he's making an excellent point. Why are we only getting to be pissed off about it 7 months after it happened? Why was this hush-hush? Why was the fucking lid kept on this? Why was there no news reports of it? Why were people not being told about it? Like, if anything was changed about this situation, it would have made national news the day it happened.
25 million quid by the prime minister. They would have figured out, like, what the fuck is the problem? Why are people attacking Jews? Keir Starmer would have had a fucking press conference where he would have been kneeling, and people still want to have this indecisiveness about whether or not that this is a race issue. Why are you so afraid to acknowledge the fact that everyone is actually out to kill you? They hate you. All these white people walking around with, like, I've got black friends and Indian friends, I've got black friends, Indian friends, and Filipino friends, I've got friends from the Caribbean. They hate you. When you're not around, they hate you. This compassion for your fellow man, only white people are capable of. I've told you about this reoccurring thing with Whenever you see a snippet or a clip or a video or a documentary about animal preservation, conservation, or even rescuing an injured animal, it's always white people doing it. Okay? You go to the big cat animal sanctuaries, you go to all these animal sanctuaries, it's white people running the place. These poor white with a group of black friends. Yeah, I'm sure they probably really do actually care about their black friends. I think they really do. Of course they would. They're white people. They actually possess real, genuine compassion. They really do. Unfortunately, their friends don't. Their black friends don't. They hate them. They try to say that racism can only exist when it's systemic, basically implying that
I just don't agree with that. You know, two of my heroes are Thomas Sowell and Clarence Thomas. So it's not entirely true. I understand where he's coming from. Like, in generality, he's pretty accurate. Like, might be like 70 to 80% accurate. But there are exceptions, and I'm never gonna get that lost in my head. I'm not, because I know there are exceptions. There may not be many, but I know there are exceptions.
Anywhere where white people are the majority demographic and there's black people in that country, then white people are the ones solely responsible for being racist. They said that racism is only considered when it's systemic. And of course, white people are the system because it's our country. Of course it is. This is seen as a problem. There's so many white people in the system. There's so many white people in the corporation, in the establishment. There's so many white people here. Yeah, because it's a white country, numbnut. You go to India, literally anywhere in Africa, it's that ethnicity that runs themselves. China, Japan, India. You go to anywhere, their establishments, their institutions, guess what? Run by them. That's not a problem. It's a problem when we do it. But I said this years ago, man. They said racism is only racism whenever it's systemic. And then they implemented DEI, and I said, there it is. I don't know how many years ago I said this. I said, there it is. There's your there it is. DEI. There's your systemic racism against white people.
It is. Yeah, that's if you want to look at any actual systemic racism, as in actual laws or biases that are integrally ingrained into the system, giving bias or unfair due advantage to a particular race or group of individuals, it's not in favor of white people or Asian people, for that matter, in most cases. Look what they did with Harvard.
By your own definitions, it's right there. You just did it. No matter how they try to explain DEI, you need to remember that literally any kind of hiring process that is not based on meritocracy is it's to give other people better chances. That doesn't make any sense whenever we're talking about hiring skilled individuals to do the best job possible. This is why we interview people, so we can find out if they're or lying. Do you know what meritocracy does? It sustains itself, because if you're always hiring the best person for the job, you're always getting the best job done. Whenever you're hiring based on DEI metrics and how many
And remember, it's Black Lives Matter. It's the other institutions that say meritocracy is white-coded. It is a white trait. That's not me. It's not me saying that. That's not me. That's Black Lives Matter. That's the black scholars. It's not me.
How many blacks you have walking around? Well, they might not just be that very good at the fucking job. So you have to keep replacing them, but not before giving them chance after chance after chance. The efficiency of your company going down the toilet. DEI was only ever meant to be used one way and one way only, and that was a sword directly between the eyes of white people. It was to disperse us once again. You look at your movies and your shows and your video games, white people are nowhere to be found except for the bad guys. They're constantly making video games, movies, TV shows for ethnic minorities and gay people. They're constantly making shit for them. So there's white people there dispersed, okay? Gaming. Go to a gaming convention now. Still turned out. And now you've got corporations, you've got the institutions, you've got the establishments. How can we disperse white people there as well? Got it. DEI. What's that? Well, instead of meritocracy, which we rely on to make sure we're hiring the correct people.
So basically, people are, you can't even define woke, or you don't even know what woke is. Yes, I do. I know exactly what it is. I can define it very quickly. It's communism, but the proletariat and bourgeoisie are replaced with race for the oppressor and oppressing. That's woke. Anything that's woke will fit into that definition.
For the job to do the best version of that job. Instead, we actively hire people that aren't white.
Another way to put it is just cultural Marxism is another way that people call it, or racial Marxism, I think is more appropriate.
White is the baseline with which we try to ignore. White is the very perspective from which we base all other hiring, all other new hires. As long as they're not white, you hire them. They've gone ahead and dispersed this in every way that they possibly can. Movies, TV shows, video games, corporations, corporate structures, TV adverts, race mixing, constantly, all the time. Propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. Does it stop there? No, it doesn't. You go into the...
Yeah, it's happening. Like literally, the left's worst nightmare. Like the racism that they've been afraid of this whole time. They have stoked and stoked and stoked, and they have created it. So, woo.
The council boroughs, the borough councils of any place in the UK, some heads running the show. Some of them can't even speak English. Like the mayor of Brighton needs a translator because he can't speak English. So your governments have been taken over. Your TV shows have been taken over. Cartoons for your kids. Your schools have. At what point does this stop being diversity? Did anyone ever get the ratio of diversity they were pushing for? Did anyone get it? Did anyone catch it whenever they were spewing this diversity bullshit at us, trying to sell it as a good thing?
Because it's never supposed to be 1-for-1. That doesn't work. They don't want 13% of government to be black. I think it's actually higher than that.
Congress, right? I think more than 13% of Congress is black. Technically, they're overrepresented, right? Technically. So, what does that mean? Do you want it that way? So you intentionally... When you say diversity, you do mean not white people. That's just what that means. Clearly.
Did anyone happen to catch the ratio that they were pushing for? Because I didn't. Turns out it was 100% is what it was. That's what they were pushing for. Oh, diversity, very nice. Well, like what percentage? What do you mean? Well, diversity is an ambiguous framing. Its very nature is ambiguous. Diversity can mean a shit ton. What are your parameters for this diversity that you're pushing for? Exactly how much of a percentage of ethnic minorities are you actually planning to implement here? We'll let you know. We'll let you know. We'll keep going, but we'll let you know. It turns out, guys, based on their hostility towards white people, as we increasingly become the minority in our own countries, it turns out it was meant to be a flat zero. A complete and total wipeout. Oh, would you look at this? Would you look at this? Has anyone else picked up on the thing that I've just picked up on? If you haven't...
Yeah, I bet not all white people again.
Allow me to fill you in. Whenever there's an injustice against a black or a brown, you see white people here amongst black people. That's right. Whenever an ethnic minority dies as a result of their own stupidity, and there's marches and riots and all sorts of shit, what do you see protesting in the streets? You see a mixture of blacks and whites, because whites are also happy and willing to share their solidarity and compassion with ethnic minorities. But whenever a white gets killed, where the are the ethnic minorities here? I'll tell you where they are. Not giving a Do you see any here? They don't care. White kid's dead. Not a
He's right. I want to say something, but he's right.
single brown face in there because they don't care. Gee, when that Irish George Floyd happened, I showed you the crowd. It was black men and white women interspersed. Whenever the Black Lives Matter riots were happening, it was blacks and whites. It was whites being like, yeah, you keep smashing shit up, monkey. Yeah, you keep going. You're allowed to. This is permissible. You deserve this. You've been well behaved. You get to let your hair down, take the bonnet off, and just start shredding things to pieces. Blacks and whites are in the street being like, this black person's dead and we disagree. A white kid dies under the most sickening and saddening circumstances you could possibly imagine. And who's in the street? Just white people. We are on our own, and no one is coming to save us. No one. They don't care.
He's right. He's right. Where's the lie? Where's the lie? You show me where people care about this, that aren't white. You show me. They don't. Like, this is just, suck it up. You're white. Haha, deal with it. Why's my shit not work? Oh my god. Is it really? Yeah. My tracking is Garbo right now because it's, I don't know. Let me see what's going on. I really need to figure out how to do that. What's that? One FPS. Are you serious? Ugh. Yeah, this shit's just struggling because of the mask. It's just having a hard time reading me. And it wasn't before, but it is now, so it is what it is. Alright. Hopefully, we're just gonna have to deal with it not working so well while I got my mask on. It decides to work, and sometimes it doesn't decide to work, so. Not a lot I can do. Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, the duck. It wasn't doing this before. Whatever. I don't know what's going on. Whatever. We're gonna have to deal with it. It is what it is. Let's see what we got going on here.
Right, so Sarah Fields. I recommend you follow Sarah Fields. 428,000 followers. Nah, you don't have to follow her. She's doing fine. So she's actually been covering this entire thing, and she's been doing a very, very good job of doing it. So we're actually just gonna follow what she's been saying. I think it begins here. My full Carmelo Anthony trial report. The last
So my guess is this is gonna really piss us off.
day of jury selection, the defense's attempt to tell its story before trial. I can imagine we're probably gonna get pretty annoyed by this. Okay, remember there's a video of this. There's a video of this attack. The third and final day of the jury selection, the Carmelo Anthony murder trial was tense long before anyone took their seat in the courtroom. When I arrived at the courthouse this morning, it was immediately apparent the tensions between supporters of Carmelo Anthony. That's right, Carmelo, the stabbist, right? Just yet again another black.
The murderer. Everybody's getting racially divided, and the murderer is being supported Isn't that nice? Isn't that just nice? Isn't that wonderful how often that happens? Huh? Oh, yeah, he killed somebody, but he's the same skin color as me, so I gotta be on his side, man. In fact, I gotta send him money because I appreciate what he's done. That's okay. That's okay for them to do.
Black youth gripping a knife in his hand because that's what they do best. They're so good at it. God, they're so good at it. Has supporters, and yes, you're correct, they're all black. Because as a race, they seem to be born without accountability. Maybe you need a far more developed frontal cortex for that to be the case, but hey, this is what we have judges and law systems for. If they can't hold themselves accountable, we will. When I arrived these following cases at one point, supporters for Carmelo Anthony reportedly refused to even share the same bathroom with me. I was also told that one individual allegedly stated that they wanted to break my glasses in half. Remember, guys, this is what they are. They are violent by their very nature. The reason why they even remotely behave themselves is because we allow them to live on welfare. We allow them to get away with murder. Literally, the second black people are held accountable to the very same degree that white people.
Nice, Vegas won. Okay, cool. Awesome, that was a fight. Best hockey game you ever saw, huh? So, I don't know if you've been keeping up, but outside the, this is about Carmelo Anthony, who was at a track meet for a school. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's terrible. Oh. That's the worst. Oh. They're gonna feel that forever. Oh my god. Okay. But anyways, what I was saying is this is about Carmelo Anthony. He's the one who was at the track meet. He was it wasn't even for his school. He was at a totally different school's track meet. He was rummaging through people's bags. And he was told to stop. He basically said, "Try and make me." He kept doing what he wanted to do. They tried to stop him and he stabbed the person who tried to stop him. So you saw, oh my god. That's funny. Yeah, that had to be bad. And so anyways, for whatever reason, outside the courthouse, a whole bunch of black people are supporting him. Because apparently you should support people who murder people in an attempt to rob people. That seems to be the rationale here. So, you know, that's what it is. So we're going to see some of that, and it's going to make our blood boil probably, because it's just, like, what do you do, man? This is the society we live in, where this is acceptable, where we get to support a murderer because they killed somebody that's white. That's just okay. Meanwhile, off in the UK, white people are being held as they're stabbed to death, and their murderers are taken out to dinner. How about that? Isn't that great? What a time to be alive, right?
White people are held accountable. You are going to see the true nature of this race that you have to share your nation with. You understand? If you want to see a microcosm of this very concept, try making eye contact.
Oh no. Okay, yeah. Dude, and if they don't win the playoffs, if they lose the playoffs by one game, that's going to be why. Dude, that's going to haunt them for the rest of their lives if they lose the playoffs because of that.
With a black guy in public. What happens? What happens? If a black guy pushes in front of you in line, and you say, "Excuse me, you just pushed in. You need to go to the back." What are you afraid is going to happen? In fact, that story actually happened. It happened right here in the UK, and no one talked about it. Let me show you. Black man kills man in queue. Can you believe this is real? This is actually real. I came up with a hypothetical, and it's real. I forgot that story's real. Andrew Clark, 43,
cool.
was killed after challenging a queue
fault.
jumper in Sainsbury's. His widow issues a scathing criticism of the legal system over the sentencing of her husband's killer. Oh, it's got all your favorite hits, everybody. It's got
Husband of
every
23
Black guy
years.
cuts in line at the queue. White man very kindly says, "You can't cut in front of me, buddy." Black man leaves the shopping center and kills this guy in front of his wife. And then once again, they had a very light sentencing. Christine was shopping with her husband of 23 years. They were
Oh
married
my
when they were
God.
20, when he was 20. 5 years! 5 years he got for killing this guy. He got 5 years and 3 months for hitting a guy so hard that he died? Holy... We live with these people. We live with these people. Isn't that wild? This is the UK, by the way, in case you're wondering why it's only 5 years. It's the UK. Every time they'll go ahead and tell you it's cultural. It's a cultural thing. This is African American culture. This is hood culture. This is just culture in Detroit. This is just what it is.
Yeah, and he's right, dude. How many times does that happen where somebody just cuts you because they know you're white and they know that, you don't want a fight over something stupid like that, and they know they're happy to give it to you. It's happened to me multiple times. Do I cry racism? Go throw a fit? Try to get the police involved? Go cry, write a diatribe online? Demand compensation for the racism I experienced? No. But I'm fucking getting sick of it.
They're just raised like this in this area. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're like this everywhere. They're like this everywhere they
Yeah, everywhere. He's right. Whether it's the UK, whether it's the United States, whether it's Canada, he's right.
go. In fact, it's so consistent, you could actually say the culture is the result of the race. The tension continued outside the courtroom as people began lining up to enter. I was one of the first in line when one Carmelo Anthony supporter walked directly in front of me. Sounds familiar? In an unnecessary outburst, she claimed she was simply taking her appropriate place in line, a place she stated she was entitled to occupy despite arriving after I did. Why are they like this? Why are they like this? I'll tell you exactly why they're like this. It's the same reason why women are also like this, because as a demographic, they are given everything. They get away with everything. They are handed everything. They are stripped of any responsibilities or accountability, and it shows. And here we have the first contention. The prosecution also explored whether prospective jurors could consider the entire range of punishment available under Texas law if a conviction occurred. So basically saying, if you consider the evidence and the evidence suggests that Carmelo
Can you consider capital punishment? That's what they're asking.
Anthony is indeed just yet another low impulse control, low IQ black with a blade fetish and a penchant for killing white boys, that you're not then going to just change your deliberation because you know exactly how much time this kid can get. Basically, they could be like, yeah, no, he did murder this kid, but I'm not going to say that he did because he could go away for a long time and I don't want him to do that. Isn't that crazy? Some struggle with the idea. Others admitted they would have difficulty convicting a young defendant regardless of the evidence. A woman said that, no doubt. One prospective juror, Juror 142, made a particularly notable statement when he said, "I don't know that I would feel right putting a brother in jail." What did I tell you? Over and over again. Didn't do nothing. Every single time. Every single time. I don't know that I would feel right.
See, that's what I'm saying, man. If every other race is going to put themselves in a box and say, I demand these rights and privileges, and we're going to fight as a box for those rights at the expense, or privileges and rights at the expense, or privileges, let's be honest, at the expense of other people's rights, then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do the exact same thing.
I don't know why I feel right putting a brother in jail. Every single time. I f***ing told you, didn't I? I've said this 1,000 times. I will say it 1,000 times more. When it comes to the in-group bias, oh my God. They could have caught this black guy with his hands in the cavity of a stab wound that he just made of a white kid, and they could have had a 4K photo of it, a video of it. They could have had a microphone of the black guy being like, I just did this thing that you caught me doing, and they'll present that to a black jury, and the black jury will be like, I don't know what y'all talking about. I don't see nothing here. He didn't do nothing. I don't know that I would feel right putting a brother in jail. What is this? Fresh Prince of Bel-Air episode? Many observers viewed that comment as a clear indication of potential bias, and believed it should be immediate grounds for removal from the jury pool. Well, it turns out it was. There was also extensive discussions regarding race, public reaction, and concerns that jurors might face criticism depending on the verdict that they ultimately reached. That's right. You have to consider the societal chaos that follows convicting a black of the thing they actually did. Isn't that nuts? That's nuts. Yes, I know he did it. Yes, I know.
Yeah, he did it, but if we convict him, they might burn my house down, so I'm not gonna do that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that so great that we have to weigh that now as a consideration in these situations?
I know we have photos and videos of him doing it. Yes, I know there's an audio recording of him saying he's going to do it. Yes, I know that we're still trying to find pieces of the white kid that he absolutely annihilated. Yes, I know we're still trying to find the body of the white boy's girlfriend that he for several hours. But I need you to consider that they might riot for like several weeks, because they're allowed to do that. They're allowed to do that. They're allowed to riot longer than white people, because white people, listen closely, white people have jobs. They do. White people have jobs and kids that they have to raise and they have to go to. White people have responsibilities. Lucky for black people, white people have responsibilities. Blacks do not. They can riot and riot and riot. Check their phone, check their banking app. There's your EBT, buddy. Oh, that's it. More riots. Shit, yeah.
Dude, like, what he's saying is, like, fucking harsh as shit. But he is right in a lot of instances right now. He's not right in all of them, but yeah, you go to one of these protests and there's going to be a 70 to 80% chance that he's completely right.
Yeah, I don't got nowhere to be. I don't got nowhere to be, he says. Let's keep going. Mitchell repeatedly emphasized that jurors will be required to follow the law, regardless of outside pressure. He also said that he has never had to have the conversation of race with jurors before. That's very upsetting. The prosecution's questioning largely focused on identifying bias and ensuring jurors understood the legal obligations. I need you to consider this right here, right? This statement is so funny to me. Do you know why? Because it is a statement. I don't know that I would feel right putting a brother in jail. Do you realize that if these had any sense, they wouldn't have said that at all. They would have been like, hell yeah. If this guy's guilty, he going down. You dig? And they could have just said nothing at all and then gone in as a jury member, deliberated, and been like, after strict deliberations and shit, I decided he didn't do nothing. I saw the footage and I don't know if that got like something in my eye, but I didn't see nothing here. Instead, he went ahead and blew the entire thing. They could have kept their mouths shut and there would have been tons of black people on the jury, but they couldn't do it. Every opportunity they had to be performative. Oh my god, this is so funny. According to Carmelo Anthony supporters, the newest rumor is that I am the secretary for the Proud Boys. For some reason they think I did some sort of walk of shame yesterday. Not sure what they're talking about. So far it has been nothing but wins. Don't worry, I already submitted my work photo to Enrique.
Yeah. So Sarah gonna do what she do. You know, she was out here yesterday.
She's here.
And she came. I'll try to came.
Oh, she gonna do what she do.
Sarah gonna do what she do. You know, she was out here yesterday.
Here.
And she came. I'll try to came over here. And I took a picture of her. She on my Instagram. I mean, on my page. And I told her she was doing the walk of shame because stuff didn't turn out as she wanted. But she's actually one of the, I think, the secretary of the Proud Boys. She's also MAGA Republican. She's like a head of them people out there in Smith County. Out there.
Just making shit up.
Making shit up to get her, like, hated and attacked.
Just standing there, and he's counting on his finger. Look, he's counting on his finger. The amount of bullshit he's saying. She's secretary for Proud Boys. Walk of shame because shit didn't go the way she wanted. And Carmelo Anthony didn't do none, didn't do shit. So that was that.
Tyler. So yeah, she's that type of individual. But
she's that type of individual.
At the end of the day,
turns out this man who took a photo of me is Pedo Dwayne. Pedo Dwayne. Hey, look, check it out.
Sarah.
Yeah.
So Sarah gonna do what she do.
And you're gonna do what you do. Pedo Dwayne. We got Pedo Dwayne here.
You know, she was out here yesterday.
She's here.
And she came. I'll try.
That's him. Turns out this man who took a photo of me is Pedo Dwayne. I reported him last year when I discovered that he was able to view the footage at Frisco ISD without undergoing any form of background check. He is a registered sex offender and child predator who lured a young boy to a hotel room to molest him. When I exposed this and said I was going to make sure that legislation was passed to make sure that registered sex offenders could not view footage via open, he threatened to sue me for discriminating against him for his identity. Absolutely shameless. There it is. Indecency with a child. Victim age was 13 years old. 9 years later, this guy's walking around. He's out on the streets. This guy met up with a 13-year-old, and there he is, outside a courthouse. Why the fuck is he there? Why the fuck is he not in prison? He met up with a 13-year-old. Give me a fucking break here.
Dude, like, these are the people that are out there. Like, what the fuck, man?
Only good crack is a dead cracker.
Only good cracker is a dead cracker. Only good cracker is a dead cracker. Only good cracker is a dead.
And then you got all the white cops here trying to separate everybody.
Only.
And you got these black cops here doing absolutely nothing. Guys, hey chat. Hey chat. What would happen if a white guy went up there and was just like, the only good is dead? What do you think? What do you think the cops would do? What do you think the cops would do if a white man went up in front of a bunch of blacks who had just lost a black kid, right? Let's imagine a white kid had stabbed a black kid in the heart. The white kid was not meant to be there. The white kid acted selfishly.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm stunned. He's right. Like, this is shocking that this is just acceptable. This is just allowed. Like, this is just, this is why I'm like, there's no point in talking anymore. There's none. No point in talking. Vote, legislate, boot. That order.
With intent to kill because he'd been made a fool of. So you got a bunch of black people there that have lost a star black athlete, and then a white guy goes up, an entitled, arrogant, obnoxious white guy goes up to the crowds that are upset at the injustice, and he goes and in their faces of grief, he stands there and repeats over and over again, the only good is a dead. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen? Do you think the black people?
Good cracker is a dead cracker.
Do you think if all these people, these white people, were black people instead, and these were black cops, do you think they would have just annihilated this guy? They would have killed the white guy. The black cops would have allowed it. The black people would have just basically eaten and torn apart the white guy for saying that. They can just go up and say this. Vanitas, thanks for the 5.
Just so everyone knows, Jake Lang is 6,000,000% controlled opposition. Never trust a filthy.
Never, ever, 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 ever. So yeah, that's what would happen, right? How the a black guy stand there and say that, and like no one's moving, no one's saying anything.
Only good cracker is a dead cracker.
Keep in mind that there are plenty of dead crackers that are dead because they fought in the Civil War to free this right here. That's right. You see this right here? White people, many hundreds of years ago, died in a civil war against
Not many hundreds of years ago, like 150, but yeah.
their very own to free this. And he's raised in a society that's meant to, he's raised by other low IQ dipshits who have discovered through opportunistic means that if they perpetually play victim, the nice, kind, benevolent white person will forever give them stuff. Forever. White people died in that civil war to fight for this motherfucker's freedom. This ingrate. How many black people have died for white people? Is it many? Do we know? Hey Grok, how many black people have died for white people? Was it how many? Just off the top of your head, can you help me out here? How many did it? You know, it was 698,000 to 900,000. So over 600,000 white people died so that this could come out and say the only good cracker is a dead cracker. And white people want to allow this. This is permissible because of this perceived oppression that they live under. Well, they're so oppressed, so like it's okay for them to say that. Because you refuse to hold them accountable, dipshit, they will continue to act like this. Because you can't.
He's right. There needs to be accountability for this. If it was a white person, there'd be accountability. Well,
constantly think
that would not be tolerated, dude.
They're living in a state of systemic racial oppression. Well, here you go. You've got yourself a contemporary example in front of you, okay? You've got white people currently living in their own nations, our nations, both natively and the ones we colonized, where we are being systemically oppressed by our own people, by these by everybody. And what are white people doing? Absolutely nothing. White people are being ground into
I'm
the
waiting for this last piece
dust.
to dry
We are
right
being
now.
kicked while we're down.
This last piece needs to dry before I can put it away. And then we can move on to the next set. So I'm just literally waiting for one piece to add to touch it up.
We're being spat on, insulted. Your women are raped. Your daughter's dating one of them and f***ed up your gene pool. Your son has been stabbed by them for gang initiations that they do. Your store's been robbed. And every single one of them that did this to you is walking free because your judicial system refuses to prosecute them. Refuses. And what are white people doing? Well, this isn't very good, is it? And then the other half of white people have been like, fuck you for thinking this. You're racist. Outrageous that they can just stand there in their Africa shit and just being like, the only good white person's a dead white person. I mean, I refer you to this, okay? They can say what they want. They can say like cracker, mayo, white trash. They can say all this kind of stuff. You say the N-word, the gamer word. You say the fun word that makes your lips tingle. What is it like? What happens? Do they behave themselves? No, they don't. Yeah, Carmelo protesters. Carmelo didn't do nothing. He wasn't aggressive. Also, Carmelo Anthony protesters. All white people should die. It would be funny if it wasn't so tragic. It would be funny if it wasn't so unbelievably frustrating that we have to live amongst these people. God, check out this write-up. This
Like, the hypocrisy is ridiculous.
This is amazing. Let's watch the video to which this is referring.
Not an aggressor. He was not an aggressor. Carmelo was not an aggressor.
Not an aggressor. Didn't do nothing. Body language is so consistent, man. It really is.
He was minding his damn business when the boys came up to him.
Oh, you're clapping, so that must make it true and stuff.
He was going through people's shit and he was told to stop. Like, you don't... The fuck, dude?
Carmelo Anthony will walk free. They silenced Carmelo and his family. Anthony will walk free. Free the crowd. We agree.
You're this should be the end of your slogan there. I literally can't use any of this stream for a video. I really can't. I've been far too based. Stream's fine. Can't make a video out of this. Why is she orange? She's orange. They want to go on and on about Big Donnie being
Orange man bad. It's orange woman bad.
orange.
He was minding his damn business.
He was minding his damn business, and you got this white guy still. He's got a can of white monster. Oh, the face that white people pull only when black people are chimping out. This is the face. White people only make this face when there's a chimp out nearby.
The boys came up to him.
Oh my God, that's so funny.
Free the crowd. We agree. Carmelo Anthony will walk free. Free the crowd. They silenced Carmelo and his family. Anthony will walk free. Free the crowd.
Where the fuck are they? Why are they on the side of a highway or something? Where is this? Where is this?
I don't know. They're probably being kept separated further away from the
black
from the
people
actual
not
court.
having any
So they're outside, like the actual court.
Justice for Austin Metcalf. Good
property.
morning, warriors. Today marks day 5 of the Austin Metcalf murder trial. It's time to come together and show support. It's time to demand justice. No more blood. No more double standards. No more excuses. Yesterday we heard opening statements. Young white lives cut down too soon and escalating racial violence while the media and activists. I mean, look, they're constantly told that we're evil, that we're bad, that we're the oppressors.
I mean,
that
can you
there's
blame
systemic
them?
racism.
You can't blame
They're
them
constantly
for
told this.
the
They're
program,
constantly
dude.
reminded over and over again that their lives are shit because we exist, and then people wonder why the statistics are the way that they are, with black people being overrepresented as the aggressors, the perpetrators of killing white people. You tell a low IQ animal that the reason why they can't be rich and shit is because of white people keeping them down. What the f do you think they're gonna do? Like, what do you actually think is gonna happen? What happens when you feed that information to something like that? They should have been deported once the war ended, right? Civil wars ended. Hey, Fuquan, yeah, you don't need to pick that shit no more, brother. In fact, we're gonna send you back to Africa. That's what should have happened. That's absolutely what should have happened. Imagine a white America. Oh my god, imagine white America. That'd be so good.
Okay. Well. So this is a video. I figured it was pretty on topic for what was going on with the previous videos, so I put it and saved it after. But this is an interesting video. Let me go ahead and watch it. Oh, look! Oh, look! Come here! What's happening here? Oh my god! They pulled a gun on him! Oh my god, the four hooded teens! They pulled a gun on him! Oh my god, who would have seen that coming? Look at this, dude. Jesus Christ. Chill! No, fucking curb stomp his ass. You don't kill after that. He put a gun to your head and pulled the trigger in a fight. He wanted you dead. He gets that you live by the sword. You get the consequences of living by the sword. Jesus Christ, dude. I bet the comments are full. I bet the comments will be fun. Let's go see what the comments say. I already hear their mother's comments. They're little angels. They won't hurt anyone. My stereo is typing. One of the yelling chill after they just pointed a gun at someone's head is hilarious. It's not all of them, but it's always them. The irony is this: the guy works so some of his income can go to subsidize raising and feeding the criminals that would eventually attack him. We are all subsidizing the criminals. That's exactly correct. Stereotypes remain undefeated. Teens, in quotation, fatigue is real. Only getting worse after years of judges neglecting their duty to protect innocent. Needed to be 4 less scumbag. Yeah. This is so. I think that Marine would have to fight off a bunch of spoiled brats whose parents never bothered to teach them manners or behavior. No, they're gonna all get off. The kids aren't gonna get any prison time. As soon as you see those hoodies, you know that they travel in packs. Yeah. And they'll leer nothing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what it is. What it is. Oh, we got more. Okay, let's see. Police DEI training created the.
Do you know what? It actually came out that the police force were forced to go through, here it is, Hampshire police forced staff to endure diversity training against their will. Diversity training! There's that word again. Guys, do we know what diversity means around?
Give me a second. I just need a second. Yeah, we know what it is. I'll be right back. Hello.
We're back. What'd I miss? Hey, Mad Hatter, we're here. I just I went and grabbed my drink real quick. We're gonna keep playing. Here we go.
On these ports, we sure as fuck do. Diversity means dispersing the white man. Yep. Diversity means anything but white. Read this news report. Hampshire police forced staff to endure diversity training against their will. Hampshire and the Isle of Wight Constabulary forced staff to endure diversity training against their will despite receiving warnings against doing so. It has emerged. Following a racism and misogyny scandal which led to the dismissal of 5 officers in 2021, the force, whose officers handcuffed Henry Novak as he lay dying on the street of Southampton, introduced a mandatory equality and inclusion training program.
I got a music video I'd like you to play when you have a minute. Yeah, sure, send
mandatory
it to me.
equality and inclusion training program excludes the lives of white people. That's right. It trains you to go to a scene of a crime and immediately doubt that the white person is telling the truth. It's a taxpayer-funded scheme. Yay! The taxpayer-funded scheme cost nearly $1 million. No, that is $1 million. Nearly $1 million quid. Roughly 144 quid for every employee over a 3-year period. Hampshire's police, 6,250 members of staff were all made to undergo the in-house.
Man, whoever ran that made a fucking killing, didn't they? I'm gonna teach you how you're racist, and your government's gonna pay me to do it.
Initiative. However, after interviewing officers, Reading University's professor Netta Weinstein, one of the training course's creators. I'm sorry. Netta Weinstein is one of the course's creators. It's not the Jews, guys. You can't make this shit up. You just can't. She created this course. She made it. Where we see the least success in DEI training is when it's introduced as a reaction to a negative incident, which you'll always have as long as you have DEI training. The are you talking about? You can't. Do you understand? I'm gonna put this in perspective for you. Do you understand how absolutely counterintuitive it is to have DEI training at a police force? Do you know? Do you know how up this is? DEI is the assumption that every race should be treated equally and behaves as such. Okay? They behave equally. They do same proportions of the crime as each other, as reflected by their percentage of the population.
You have to assume everybody behaves equally when everybody doesn't behave equally. You're going to have problems, and it's like God, I can't remember what his name is, David something or other, I don't know, but like he said, I remember the quote, and it's pretty good. It's if you equalize outcomes, you can have no justice, right? Because if you're equalizing outcomes, you're basically stealing from Peter to pay for Paul, right? Cat, can you fucking stop? I have a glass of milk here, and I have to keep moving it to different sides of my desk because my cat keeps trying to drink my milk. And every time I move it to one side, he starts climbing on my desk on that side until I move it. And then he hops over the other side of the desk and does the same thing. And then I move it. And right now, he's staring me down because he knows I'm looking at him, and he knows... Such a jerk. You're just a jerk. You know what you're doing. Try to get him in here. Okay, let me go ahead and check this out real quick. I didn't mean to hit that button, by the way. I got something here. It's an AI video. It's brick by brick. This will be cool. I'm into this. All right, let's see. Let me open this up. There we go. So let's go ahead and watch it. He said he's going to try to send somebody over here. So let me go ahead and let's see who we're waiting for. Maybe future retcon reality area. Let's go ahead and give it a like before we even start, right? And then I'll wait until I see him. We'll just keep going on this video in case he shows up.
Diversity of criminals, diversity of victims, diversity of those that work in the police force. Unfortunately, the crime stats do not reflect this. So you have police showing up to repeatedly, over and over again, brown people committing so much crime, but approaching it with DEI, which means they're going to be skeptical and dubious and most likely lenient on a brown or black offender. That's literally what that means. That's the only way DEI can be applied to something like criminals and violent crime. It's the only way it can be applied. What the is police DEI training? I've once again shown up to the scene of a crime. It's another black guy, but I've arrested like 80 black guys this week. Shall I arrest him? I don't want to set off the DEI. I don't want to offset the DEI quota. Over, it comes in. It's like, yeah, let him go. Let him go. Didn't do anything.
Didn't do anything.
How else is that meant to be applied? How else is that meant to be applied? It's another black guy. It's another black guy. Shall I arrest him? No. No, you can't.
Whenever you're ready, you can check it out. I know
Arrest the
you'll
white guy. He didn't do it. In fact, he's been stabbed. It doesn't matter.
Well, you know what? I'll go ahead and watch it now. We'll go ahead and get to
man.
it. Let's go ahead and check it out. I'm excited to see it. I've even got my mask off for a minute.
Brick by brick, yo, y'all know the trick. They be playing like we stupid, playing like we ignore. And they say we are the bad guys, point of contention. You know that the truth it lies upon your suspicion. Circle back around, storming arguments. Can't speak your mind, you'll start to notice turbulence. I can't breathe the story of two men. Both of them, only one was a sin.
Push 'em back or let 'em in. What is the answer? Brick by brick, the only way avoiding disaster. Blue pill or red pill, stay awake or sleep. The state of the world is not for the meek.
Just Dance fans. All right, Holy Ball, and there was Eustace earlier too.
Hit 'em with that second verse, you know how we
All right, leaflet powder.
Mental gymnastics, wallowing in sin. They all on the same side, wanna tear us down. Stay true to logic, the signal will be found. Proud of your heritage, block them out. They wanna rewrite history, time to kick them out.
Oh, wow. All right, Banana Juju.
Brick by brick, the only way avoiding disaster. Blue pill or red pill, stay awake or sleep. The state of the world is not.
I don't know
for the
that
meek.
person. Yep, pick up. Yep. There's leaflet.
One-way trip.
One-way trip. Yeah. Okay, there's Keen.
One-way trip.
I don't know them. I know Lord Intellectual and Ember Paradox. Oh, I know her, but I don't remember her name. Obviously, Skybrows. DJ Arkham, nice. Alright, alright. Silas. Cinnaver, alright.
Cause when the shit storms over, you might be resisting arrest. Here we go now.
Push 'em back or let 'em in. What is the answer?
Hirsch.
Brick, the only way avoiding disaster. Blue pill or red pill, stay awake or sleep.
Asmongold.
The state of the world is not for the meek.
I think everybody's just got animating Asmongold doing fight scenes now. Like,
One-way
alright, alright. Yeah, okay. Nux and, oh, I know, but I can't remember it. Oh, okay, okay. That's Bloop and Shiver, right? Yeah, okay. I think I knew most of them. That's cool. Okay. Yeah, that was you? Okay, it's not the animation I'm used to. I thought it was you. I was like, I recognize that. But I didn't want to say it was you and be wrong. I'll be honest. So, yeah. I wanted to say it was you, but I wasn't sure if it actually was. So I felt like I'd be embarrassed if I was wrong. But that was cool, dude. Sweet. Yeah, of course I like it. I liked it and I commented. There you go. Alright. It is pretty good, yeah.
And we've arrested too many black. There's only
And
like only 2% of this city is black people, and all we've done
what's
is
the
arrest
word?
black people all day. Bring in the white kid. He's dead.
What's the
Bring him
word
in.
for
Bring him in anyway. Often training is mandated,
Topical. It's
legislation is
topical.
reinforced, and there is pressure to conform. Do you know what DEI is? It's represented. It's represented by goth. DEI? Oh yeah, leftist goths and leftist punks. Yeah, DEI. It's all about giving black people a fair shot. There's a reason why black people don't operate and occupy spaces that white people typically do in the numbers that white people do. There's two reasons why that's the case. One, racially speaking, they're dumber. And two, there's less of them. Do you understand? There's less of them. If black people only represent like 4% of a city, don't expect more than 4% of the office to be black. Stop being You wanna artificially inflate and overrepresent their positions in this company because they're black? When personal failings, biases, were highlighted, attendees can feel criticized or punished. The psychology professor added, this kind of training can backfire, resulting in reinforcing bias or counterproductive behaviors. How the fuck else was DEI training meant to pan out? How the fuck else? DEI, the globalist perspective on crime, is going, by its very nature, is going to have to implement bias for it to level out. The forces staff were trained to be aware of racism, which to this day still has a moving target for its definition. Unconscious bias and privilege alongside contested critical race theory. Fucking hell. Alongside privilege. I'm curious, how's Henry Novak's privilege looking real quick? How's Henry Novak's privilege? You read this and you understand exactly why the police officers handcuffed a dying kid. A recent survey uncovered by the Times found 1 in 7 of those at Hampshire police had felt controlled and pressured to adopt these notions, living in fear that mistakes would have been held against me. A fifth also said they feared being rejected for saying the wrong thing. The feminized society that we live in is responsible for this. I mean, the psychology professor that made this course in the first place, that made the DEI course in the first place, is a female Jew. Is anyone surprised? Anyone surprised in chat? You've got men trying to do the most effective, most efficient job they possibly can. And what are they having to do? That's right. They have to do DEI initiative programs made by a Jewish woman. When you arrive on the scene of a crime, you need to make sure you arrest the white boy because he's probably the culprit. The same defense used to justify not pursuing criminal charges against those involved in grooming gang scandals. It's not the Jews, everybody. Tens of thousands of pounds in taxpayer cash were handed to external firms to consult and create training materials for the force's inclusion.
All right. I'll be back. I'll post your link on that. It's been busy, a long day. All right, Mad Hatter. Thanks for hanging out, dude.
Inclusion matters. In what way? In what way? In what way does it matter? One company called Inclusive Employers Limited were paid 54 grand to deliver workplace banter and bullying training. Oh my God. Meanwhile,
it's literally a scam.
Pucka Films were handed 10 grand to craft an educational film which would explore police bias in an effort to increase sensitivity and critical thinking. A two-tier policing row has erupted across the country and the world because it's real. It exists in the wake of Mr. Novak's murder, but the former head of policing's National Diversity Plan has insisted it is the responsibility of Britain's police forces to end racism in society. What the? Oh, I'm so tired of racism. I really am. Deputy Assistant Commissioner Alison Haydari said she wanted the race action plan to be embedded in the DNA of policing. You want to have an anti-racism stance when it comes to policing? Do you know what happens when you try to implement that? Henry Novak dies. Violent crimes are committed so disproportionately that you could not possibly implement a fair, non-racial perspective on this. There's no way. Henry Novak was in cuffs, dying because of this shit. However, the senior officer warned, in terms of DEI with Trump, one of the things that I do fear is that some of that will then be translated into the narrative that we have in the UK. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about there. Police chiefs have since launched an urgent review into two-tier policing guidelines in the wake of two-tier policing was going to be the only outcome from DEI being taught to police. It was going to be the only outcome, because you would have to treat white people different to brown people because of the disproportionate acts of crime that were being committed. It was the only way you could make it work. You treat white people worse, you treat black people better, hopefully to narrow the disparity in their crime statistics. That's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. Like, I don't know. I mean, This is ridiculous. I'm just pissed off about the whole situation. This is all over. This bullshit is everywhere.
It was the only way. Two-tier policing was a necessity to make DEI in policing actually work. You would have to treat white people worse and black people better to narrow the bridge between them. Both the Conservatives and Reform UK have pledged to scrap DEI schemes being rolled out across Britain. Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp, bit of his name missing there. The police should be concentrating on the basics of protecting the public and catching criminals who happen to be brown all the time. They don't need to be learning about the history of a particular ethnic group or attending to engage in social engineering. The police simply treat all groups the same, no more, no less. Finally,
they should, right?
Finally, some sense. It was a man.
No, if this person's brown and they commit a crime, they need to be lenient, but the white person should know better. Like, they both should know better.
And right? Yeah, Chris Philp. Yeah, a man had to come in and say what the flappy woman wouldn't say. The nonsense in critical race theory and so-called anti-racist ideology is divisive, itself racist, and in policing context actually dangerous to the public. Yeah, there's a dead kid. The kid's dead. One of the protesters I called it. Here it is. One of the protesters in Southampton has been up in court today, pleaded guilty to throwing a traffic cone. He's 21 and was in full-time employment. District judge has remanded him in custody and told him to expect 3 to 5 years. If he was black or brown, what would be his sentence? One of the protesters for Southampton is now going to see 3 to 5 years in prison. He's going to lose his job. He's going to lose his house. All of his dependents. Oh no, because he threw a traffic cone at police.
Yeah, look, again, I thought that was just expressing the voice of the people. Wasn't that it? I thought we don't arrest these people. We just gotta let them do it. No, why are we? You gotta love it. They're being accused of two-tier enforcement while they're engaging in two-tier enforcement. Be a little lighthearted, I think. It'd be a little nicer.
That was dark. That was upsetting. This should be a little
okay. Let's
better.
look at what the smugglers are up today. Ooh, let's do it. Most valid crash out of all time. Okay.
I wonder why there aren't more black anime. I wonder why there aren't anime that have more trans people in it. Because you freaking ruin everything! You ruin it! You've ruined it! You literally scared this girl off Twitter! Your fucking incessantness! Your constant bickering! Your constant headcanon bullshit literally scared a mangaka that just won the award for Best Manga of the Year off Twitter! Fuck all of you! You suck! You suck!
I have a hot take here. I think that all mangakas that create mangas that have a lot of self-insertion, like for example Gachi Akuta and My Hero Academia and
yeah, no, the people who make the manga don't know what their story is, right? No, you tell them what the story is, and if they don't do it, you threaten them. That's where we're at. These people are fucking loony. These trans nut jobs are fucking nuts, dude. My God.
Things where it's like you can create your own OC, those are the ones that get infected because it's really easy for freaks to self-insert themselves. I think those mangas and those animes have fucking like an insane amount of people that they just want to like basically co-opt your anime.
Your attitudes suck! Your politics suck!
JJK is a really great example. Naruto, like a lot of people co-opt that shit.
Your attitude towards mangaka that are just trying to create content for you to enjoy sucks! You're miserable fucks! And all of you ruin everything you touch! Fuck all of you that did this! Fuck all of you that do this! I've been watching anime for 33 plus years of my life, and I have never in any moment of that time ever encountered anything like this before. I'm actually
they did the friggin' who was it? The official mangaka drew the bunny girl in a different light and washed out her skin color because it was a different type of drawing. Yeah, Mirko. Yeah, from My Hero Academia. Mirko? Yeah, that one. The one that's really hot. He drew her, and then people were saying that he was whitewashing her, and it was just literally a blown out piece of art. And they tried to like cancel him and shit. It's like, bro.
I'm embarrassed to be an anime fan right now. I'm embarrassed to be a Gachi Akuta fan right now. I'm embarrassed by all of you that did this. I don't care that she didn't write
Japanese.
Black,
well,
that he was light skinned. I don't care that he retweeted somebody with some leaks in there. I'm gonna fucking put leaks on my head right fucking now. What? You gonna cancel?
Yeah, now you're a racist. It's over for you.
Cancel me too? Fuck all of you. Wasteful. Wasteful. This mangaka was brilliant, and I bet she doesn't fucking fit.
I hope she finishes the story and she doesn't listen to these fucking people. I really don't. I really do, because I really, 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 really enjoyed that first season.
Finish the story because of you fucking losers. God, absolute shit. I fucking hate people in the community like this.
I have fatigue from people fucking calling people racists and Nazis when it's like literally just not true. I have fatigue. The word doesn't mean anything anymore. At a certain point, people are just gonna start saying like, yeah, and then people are gonna be like shocked Pikachu face and being like, what do you mean? My words of saying you are this and that? Oh, it's not working? Oh, no.
Honestly, if you did this, come box me. Come box me. Let's fight, because fuck you. They didn't deserve this,
pussies.
Dude. Gacha Kuda doesn't deserve this. Anime doesn't deserve this. Y'all don't deserve this. But you incessantly bring this down upon yourself. This is not systemic. This is not evidence of her being a bigot. This is you being a bigot. I despise you. If you did this, I don't want you to enjoy my content. I want you to go look in a mirror and understand just what it is that would...
They're not enjoying the content. They're just fucking Twitter police freaks. They're not... This guy has it wrong. He thinks that the people that are on Twitter trying to cancel her and like run her off the internet, those aren't people that actually enjoy that shit. They're just tourists.
Pause somebody that was so good, somebody that was so brilliant, somebody that is actually worthy of praise, to have to leave an entire social media platform because of the hate that she was getting. I want you to fucking think about that. I wanted to make a video about this a long time ago. I was wanting to talk to you guys about this for forever, and it seems like now it's too late. So, congratulations, guys. You ruined it.
So sad. So sad. I'm reminded of this. She didn't lose anything of value. The problem with leaving Twitter is that the Twitter freaks are gonna now be super happy and they'll think that they won and that they can bully the next person. And no, and again, it's not Kirana's fault that she left. She's from Japan. She's native Japanese. In their culture, the customer is almost always right. So like, when they engage with fans, they try to...
This is messed up, dude. Like, he's right, though. Like,
every fucking issue that we have in society is like a major fucking contention, like, of drama and fucking self-aggrandizement seems to always come from one group of people. Like, we got one group of people causing all the crime, and we got another group causing all the drama.
Bend the knee because it's like a very apologetic culture, and she was trying to be like really nice, whereas those people that were attacking her were all Westerners, and they were shitting on her and being like, oh, well, so if you apologize, that means you're fucking racist, and that validates my weird fucking sick fucking narrative in my head that if you basically delete the video or you delete your account, that means I'm right. You're not paying customers? Yeah, that too. I mean, like, again, and Japan has a different culture for social media, so like, just bums me out. What is this? Scooby-Doo doors.
Просто по этой линии можете подержать?
О.
Да, держите.
Okay, okay.
I saw this. He has a twin.
Угу.
О, wait.
Не
Чё?
двигай. Вот, всё.
Подожди.
Сейчас обратно вернусь.
Сейчас, секундочку. Okay, 1 second. Wait a minute.
Так. Стойте.
It's so funny. Oh my god. He's like, wait a minute! What is this Joker doing? Translate? There's nothing to translate. It's like he's literally just doing a bit. You can figure it out. You don't need to know Russian to fucking understand it. It's a little prank. Dating men in 2026 be like.
Hey, I just wanted to say, really beautiful, and I'd love to take you to dinner sometime.
No thanks.
Okay.
What? Why? What? You did the thing that you're supposed to do, right?
Yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
You're not gonna try to convince me?
No, because then you're gonna put me on Twitter and call me a freak and get me find out where I live or what job I have and
I want to play games. I
and
got an
cancel
Xbox,
me.
Right.
Yeah.
But you said no.
Yeah, but no can mean yes.
If I want
I thought no means no. What are we talking about here?
to play games, I got a Nintendo at home. So, you're good. Thank you. Have a great day.
But I love Nintendo.
Yeah, well, you missed out, bitch. Oh my fucking god, man. I literally saw a Twitter post of some dude being like really weird, but not to the point where it's like worthy of just destroying his life. I think it's going viral right now on Twitter. He got some chick's number through work, which is weird. I don't like that from principle. The servo one? No, it was like an oil change or something. And the girl is like canceling them and saying they need to file a police report and they need to get their life ruined. And I'm just like, where's the line, bro? I don't know, man. It's like, yeah, on one hand, that's bad, but like, is it worth just destroying this guy's life and then labeling him as a fucking predator or something? The guy's just probably fucking weird as fuck. I don't know, man. It's very illegal. Yeah, but you're ruining someone's life over it and labeling them a predator. Like, yeah, maybe he should get fined or something, but going to make him to go to jail is fucked.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. It's really creepy. My issue is
It's like his age, right? Like, I feel bad for young men now because I made a lot of mistakes when I was young. And, dude, today, holy shit, you make one wrong mistake or misunderstanding and you are fucked.
I don't know, man. Girlfriend test. Listen to girl.
You can do about it.
Yeah. Stop.
Yeah, listen to girl, little boy.
Little boy?
Go.
No, then Maggie, go to the car.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go.
Stop. You're escalating. Stop. You're being crazy. Stop.
We knew it.
Disappointing. You can stop restraining me now.
Wait, what the hell is
Wait,
this?
what?
It was a test, babe. You see what kind of partner you are.
A test?
I'm in a fight, and your move is to hold my arms behind my back.
Yeah, you're gonna get your head blown off.
Do you know what I punch with?
No, I was just trying to...
We know.
You've seen Titanic.
We know.
Yes, I've seen Titanic.
That scene where Rose is literally in a lifeboat and then jumps back onto the ship so she can be with Jack.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Uh-huh.
Every guy saw her do that and instantly went, well, Jack's dead. That's what you did here today.
I rosed you?
You rosed them.
No,
You rosed
I didn't
him.
rose you.
You rose the living shit out of me.
Well, yeah.
It was just a test and we can improve. Let's go, little boy. Giddy up. Yeah.
No, hey, don't fight!
What are you doing, Goober? What are are you doing, girl?
Seen enough?
Too much.
What? Another test?
Yeah.
So what, breaking up now?
Does the one-legged duck swim in a circle? It does. Did you guys coordinate little boy?
No,
actually.
that was improv.
Hate that.
Wow.
Bro! No, my first thought is why put this hand like he can't defend himself? That's crazy. Like, I get like trying to de-escalate a fight as a girl, but at the same time, why the fuck are you putting his hands behind his fucking back? I see it constantly. I've never seen a fight in real life, like a very serious one. Yeah, never like a serious one. Maybe like a half-hearted one where it's like half serious or people are just annoyed. Yeah, never like actual full-out duking. Well, duking it out. Yeah. Well, I don't start throwing hands first. Yeah, I'm stepping in and throwing hands with you, bro. Is it any job or just quote-unquote any?
Well, it's great that women occupy 65% of PR jobs. We still live in a world where only 14% of Alaska crab fishermen are women.
And 10% of roadkill removal specialists. Women are perfectly capable of things other than marketing, and they have every right to be down there mining coal with the boys.
50% of coal miners should be women minimum.
Here's a list of grants for female filmmakers. Now here's a list of grants for female oil rig workers.
Women can and should be rig rigs, especially the butch ones.
And a mere 3% of plumbers. That's what happens when our children see Mario and Luigi instead of Marjorie and Louise.
My ex-girlfriend was discouraged from plumbing, and because of that, she had to rely on me to pay for meals at restaurants. I stand for that no longer.
I want the patriarchy dead, and me dead, asleep, while my partner is shoveling snow in the middle of December.
My wife texts me, she says we need to talk.
Yeah, she probably wants to talk about the fact that 90% of whale snot collectors are still men.
Or 94% of porta potty cleaners.
What message does this send to our daughters?
That's so
I've
weird.
never killed a bug ever. That's something that your girlfriend is perfectly capable of, despite what propaganda will tell you.
No, I'm okay. I'll stay at home. I'm okay. I'll sit at home and clean diapers or something. I don't fucking know. At least it's your own kid and not someone else's poopies. Whale snot collectors is a thing. I think it's called ambergris, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, ambergris. Whale snot. Well, I think it's actually whale vomit. But yeah.
Will you kill a spider for me? I'm not a spider killer. I would rather try and catch it and then just send it outside. I don't know, man. I feel bad killing most animals, bro. What about a roach? I've told this story before, but in New Zealand it's really, really humid, and I lived in Auckland, and it does get really hot and humid over there, and that's like that's where a lot of roaches live, like native roaches. There was a time I was playing really, really late at night and I had the lights turned off and I was just gaming, right? I was at my parents' house and I turned off the lights to go to bed and it was like 3 a.m. and all of a sudden I started hearing this.
Oh no.
And I flipped on the lights and I was like, what the fuck was that? And I looked around and I couldn't find anything. So I went back to bed and then I hear. And I was like, wait, that kind of sounds like it's on my wall. And then I remembered I have a fucking painting that hangs like right next to my wall. It's like of a cat that my parents got like a while ago. And I was like, that's weird. Why is it coming from the painting? And then I took down the painting, and there was a little roach in there! Ah! And it was like just like sitting there, like, and I was like, ah! But I didn't kill it. I didn't kill the roach. I did not kill the Asmon viewer. I grabbed a piece of paper because I love to draw. I had pieces of paper everywhere in my room, and I grabbed a piece of paper and I just tossed it out the window. Yeah. I did not kill it. I don't know, man. It feels really weird. And it's squishy and it's horrible. You know, it came back, right? No, it didn't come back. I didn't have a roach in my room ever again. Yeah, it's very common. Like, if you live in a hot, humid place, even if you have a really clean place, you still get roaches and bugs. Like in Florida. That was me. Thank you for not killing me. Yeah, this was years ago. I was still living with my parents. I was playing video games, playing League, playing WoW. Yeah. Humid hell, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, fucking roaches. It was a native roach. There's native roaches in New Zealand. I forget what they're called. Native bush roaches. Yeah, they have the little white little, what is it called? White little stripe along the side of their belly. They're not the brown ones that you guys see in America. They're like kind of big, kind of black looking, and they have a little white stripe on their body that's kind of like on the side instead of down the body. They're super common, and they're kind of like, they're more chitinous. They're not like soft and squishy like the American roaches. Yeah. A big black roach. What? Nothing wrong with that. I'm Mississippi, and we have 3-inch roaches that fly. Yeah, those ones aren't flying ones, thank God. I don't think so. Oh, it's the art! Yes! Dude!
Oh, that's cute. Okay.
Bro!
Chew on head and first.
Dude, the little box head.
Magalana.
Yeah, we look so good! Oh my god! Yes, queen! Yeah, Gerber drew this for funsies, I guess. Shoe on head. It's so cute. Oh my god, yes, queen! We're mocking son! This is so cute. This is a very cute drawing. Yeah, she looks so cute too. Wait, I gave her my snowflakes. That's so fabulous. Yeah. Look how smug she is. Yeah. Like a boss. What is this? Pecora! Well then.
Oh, what's this?
I'd like to know where the live invasion is. Thank you. It's a blank. Oh, she's gonna drink a beer.
What
yeah.
is happening here?
2 HP were gone. She's gonna saw off the shotgun. Nice. Nice.
I have no idea what
She's got such a nice voice. I've always liked Pecora, dude. Yeah. Pecora Wick. Man, I watched Chibi play this game. It was so funny. Just fucking seeing her head getting blown off. A big Fubuki enjoyer. Yeah, no, I like Fubuki a lot too. She's fun. Uber's new feature.
Uber has a new feature where you can get a female-only driver.
Oh no.
That means women are so afraid of getting assaulted by men that they're willing to get in a car accident on the way home.
Or die, potentially. Yeah, potentially perish in a car accident. Imagine having a smartphone. Giannis has all that money and uses a Google Pixel. I can't. People who make having an iPhone their entire personality are the worst. It's the same thing as when people find out I use a fucking iPhone for my tracking. I don't even use an iPhone like for my actual phone. People are like, oh, Alana, why don't you use something else? I'm like, you fucking retard. I use it for my fucking face tracking for my fucking VTuber because it's the best option possible. Like, these people, it's like kind of like the Xbox versus Sony, but like Android versus Google versus iPhone, dude. It's so cringe. I don't get it. They're all the same. Yeah, they're all made in the same fucking factory, you loser. You don't even understand how this shit works. Ads in 3. I'll snooze them just for a little bit. YouTuber tracking tech works on a phone. I will explain this. Apple has a patent on Face ID. Like right now,
I guess that
there's
makes-
an infrared tracking that is patented by Apple that no other company, like no other phone company, has the patent for. You can use other phones for tracking, but it won't be as good. Same with a webcam. It's just not going to be as good as an iPhone tracker. I only have an iPhone that I just literally only have VTube Studio on for that reason alone. I just have an Android for my actual phone. That's it. It's not that big a deal. Yeah, and unfortunately they have a patent for it, and you can't really use anything else.
I thought there was gonna be more to that than that, I guess, but I guess there's not. Okay, cool. Let's see what the next one is, because I think this is another Smuggle on a clip. Yeah.
Alright, what is this? The burnt peanut just ruined Pride Month for Twitter. Uh-oh. What did the fucking peanut do? He pissed off VTubers. He pissed off Pride Month on Twitter. What did he do? He's just so evil. He's just so fucking evil.
So I log on Twitter this morning
What did he
and I
do?
see that apparently a
They
lot
call
of people
someone a
are upset
slur?
with the burnt peanut. A lot of people very angry. And it all seems to be because of news that the burnt peanut's coming to Fortnite.
And that ruins Pride Month for who? Don't play Fortnite? How does this ruin Pride Month for, like, gay people? What?
And now there are people. It's clear that Epic straight up doesn't care about the people who play their game.
Yeah, they want money, you retard. They're a corporation. Do these people not understand how companies work? They want to make money, you idiots.
This is such a slap in the face to any person of color and the LGBTQ plus community as a whole. And so now I'm just
Peanut's
looking into this
existence,
confused.
dude.
I'm like, wait, why do they hate?
I strive to exist in the space where people get so mad just by me existing. It's not me saying anything, it's just like my existence pisses them off.
The burnt peanut.
That's so
'Cause,
funny.
like, the only thing I'm familiar with is the whole debate about if the burnt peanut is a VTuber or not. I need some context.
gives a fuck?
The OP wasn't done there.
I gave my take, people got mad. I don't give a fuck.
By the way, got 3,800 likes, and this is just one example. There's a lot of tweets saying similar stuff to this. But the OP continued, said, also doing this during Pride Month is even worse. Genuinely, screw you. I'm canceling my crew pass.
Okay.
Muting this now. Showing the canceled subscription.
Okay.
It wasn't done yet, though. Oh, we got Madam Savvy, too. Let's check this out.
Rest in piss, you
OP
won't be
also
missed.
said, I'm tired of getting harassed in my replies, so I'm not letting anyone reply anymore. Please touch grass. And if me wanting this game I've played for almost 10 years to show they value me and people like me.
They don't value you if you don't give them money. Like, how do I explain to people? There are gay people in my chat and shit, like LGBTQ people. I'm sure of it. Can I please just convince you for one moment to listen to me? Corporations don't give a fuck about you being gay. They only do the pride shit because they think that doing it will make you give them more money. They don't actually care. They don't value you. This person is delusional to think that Epic Games, a multi-billion-dollar company, values them as a person. They fucking don't. I'm sorry.
Makes me a sucker.
I know,
Then,
it's
yeah,
gonna be a
guess I am
mind-blowing moment.
Dude, they're a company. They're a massive corporation. They're not your friend. They just want your
Exactly.
money. Like, it's like they need to show me that they value me as a person. I mean, if they're gonna do that just because they want your money, there's not like a genuine care. Why do we have to explain this anyways? This
Why
is
do you need to be validated by, like, fucking corpos?
like obvious basic stuff. People being parasocial to corporations is crazy.
I'm not gonna watch this. It is just stupid. But it's not that they
need to be validated by corpos. It's that they can't have any dissent. They have to crush absolutely every bit of dissent. They cannot allow any modicum of dissent. They cannot allow it. They have to crush every bit of it that they encounter. It's not allowed.
All right, let's go ahead and see. This is Fleekazoid. They really hate you. This is obviously going to be about the gaming shit, so I'm interested to see how this goes. Let's go.
Back in the day, licensed games were all gameplay. You know why? Because it was an advertisement to go see the movie. We didn't play Sneak King because we liked it. We played it because we were poor. This is just the latest quality slop. You guys only like it because it's good. We all know I'm an optimist, but I'm 20 years too late to enjoy this game. I'm 4 hours into James Bond, and they keep saying the action is around the corner. I gotta be honest, I think they're lying to me. I keep trying to riz the huzz, but it's 6-7, it ain't even working, cuz. Hi. Fleek, woman respecter. I start this game up and I'm James Drown. They say the action is right around the corner. What's right around the corner? M calling me on my phone. Okay. Now I'm getting shot.
Do not redeem.
I fully stand up, walking through the stealth section. Nothing matters. 20 minutes later, this guy dive tackles me. I don't have a license to kill, so he shoots me. I wake up. Bond has deep emotions over killing a guy without a license. 5 minutes later, he's over it. He kills 1,000. He gets promoted. Of course, that was after the unskippable intro starts. I didn't have a TV license, so I left the room to take a shit. 20 minutes later, I come back around the corner. Still playing. I go take another shit. Bond meets the first bombshell of the game. M's secretary. For a moment, I imagine our future together. It's beautiful. I come back to reality. I'm defusing a bomb. Oh, fuck! Oh my god, is that it? Is that the new game of Subscribe with the biggest budgets in human history?
I didn't even,
Fun
wow.
fact, the budgets were so large it got the community post banned. You know, I consider it a compliment for having a cup so busty it breaks your whole system. So thanks, YouTube. You guys blew the pearly gates off their hinges with this one. If we keep this up, we're gonna have our own flavor in no time. So if you haven't already, check it out using the link below, and remember to use code PIMP to get 10% off. Now, busted nuns, I'll be back in a minute now. I have to go save this woman from a burning log. But then I remembered she wasn't the bombshell secretary, so I put it back down and arrested all the victims of the bombing instead. Working together for safer London. 007 First Light is really...
Oh my god.
of its time.
That's
Back when
amazing.
they released this, they thought people would
God.
enjoy cutscenes of Bond crying in the fetal position. Now that enough time has passed, I think that we can all finally admit this game was never good. The cruelest thing about this game is that it has good gameplay, but they spread 20 minutes of it across 9 hours of fucking cutscenes. I get to shoot one guy in between Bond's Mog and face hammering sessions in First Light. Meanwhile, back in 007 Bloodstone, I killed 5 men before the game even booted up. 007 is the best name for this game because that's how many minutes of gameplay you get to enjoy. People say you can play this game any way you want, and they're right. You can run, you can walk, and you can shut this shit off and go watch a Bond movie. This should have stayed for their eyes only. This should have never seen the living daylights. They thought they had golden eyes, Skyfall Casino Royale. For as much as they want to focus on the story, there's just nothing to see here. There are interesting concepts, but none of them are as interesting as throwing 10 teacups at this his head. Basically, they created a super cutie computer to find and arrest all the people who get stabbed in London. I don't know, I'm really paying attention. To be honest, it takes so long to get to the gameplay sections that I kept reloading the checkpoints repeatedly. I wanted to treasure this moment as long as I can before they make me go back. I wanted to treasure this moment between me, this bombshell's head, and this vending machine. To treasure playing bowling in the laundry with the boys. Nice car. People think I'm joking. I never joke. I spent 3 hours in this room. 1 hour of that was killing people with the vending machine. The other 2 were vault kicking so much I broke the game. Not that that's hard to do. The AI in this game makes me look smart. Why bother sneaking when you can fight 30 men without interrupting this guy's lunch break? I can't tell if this is poor AI design or the perfect recreation of a minimum wage employee. Wow. Hello. But as I say these words in a string and what they call a sentence to keep you watching this clip, I realize... Never mind, they're just retarded. They say military men can never go back to civilian life, and they were right. I'm trying to look my chud son in his soy eyes, but all I see is what happened with that bombshell back in Vietnam.
No! To the right! To the right! Ah! Yes! Yes! Yes!
This trauma continued until the 7th hour when they say, hey, remember how to use a gun? No, I don't. but I gotta say, the gunplay is so responsive. It feels great to throw a 12 gauge at some bombshell's head. Really, throwing random shit in general is gonna work better than any gun you find on the floor. Why use armor-piercing rounds when Windex works just as good? There's no point in shooting anybody in this game, especially when the devs force you to do anything else. Why get the dopamine of Michael Bay tier explosions on an airfield when you can do QTE bow tie minigame? Who needs to feel the rush of dodging bullets in CQC when you can wait for this maid to finish dusting the wall? Meanwhile, our femme fatale is past the wall. Boom! Zero gameplay, zero bombshells, 7 hours of walking. I give this game a 007 out of 10. People expect them to follow this up with a new game every 2 years, but times have changed. This isn't the early 2000s. Cocaine is much more expensive now. The video is over. But the drop isn't, so go check it out using the link below.
All right.
Before this.
Well, have a good one, guys. I'm gonna head out. At least for this. Might reboot up, play a game, maybe. I don't know. I do want to play a game. But we're gonna end this stream in specific, so have a good one.